Yo, what is up? What's poppin'? You know it ain't no stopping. It is your boy, the International Sensei. Welcome back to the Enter the Dojo podcast. Please keep it right, keep it tight, and above all, I need you to talk to me nice. It is very late. I need a nap, but it is never going to be a better time for a fight recap. And we have UFC 250 fight recap. All of the fights, man. I'm going to talk about all of them because this card was absolutely amazing. I mean, the cards keep getting better at this point. I mean, I don't know how they can top this one, honestly, because every fight was good from top to bottom. There were no snooze fest. Even the fights, they were kind of like grind out, drag out kind of fights. They were still really amazing, and I loved it, man. I'm so glad that the UFC is at the forefront of this stuff now, where they're like the only sport that's active, so people can really understand and appreciate how amazing the fight game is. But let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. And this was the Nunes versus Spencer card. Going to the prelims, we have Herbert Burns versus Evan Dunham, finishing by submission. Really good stuff by Herbert Burns. The Burns family putting in mad work. Devin Clark versus Mainfield. Clark took Mainfield out, gave him his first loss of his career. Looked really good. Kind of put a halt to all that like strong, flashy striking that Mainfield is known for. Kind of slowed him down with that wrestling, and still looked game to go a couple more rounds because he was a really, really strong guy. Used the wrestling to kind of tucker him out, and then started landing his own big shots, similar to how like Usman fights, how Khabib fights, and things like that, which I like. I'm not a big fan of like I guess kind of like Ben Askren style of where like grind, 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 grind. A lot of the wrestlers now, like Usman, like Khabib, they'll wrestle, and then they'll wrestle to where now you're so worried about that takedown, you're not thinking about the hands, and then they'll let their hands go, which I enjoy, and I enjoy the way that they control the ground because they're always a threat for submissions. They're always a threat for ground and pound. They're not just like blanketing you, you know what I mean? So, and they have well enough, their stand-up is good enough to where they don't need to rely on that. By that I mean if it gets stuffed, like if a takedown gets stuffed, or if someone's like faking with a knee, they can figure their way out of those like stand-up situations in order to get to the ground. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that if Usman fought Masvidal, I don't think the flying knee would be as easy to come by as it was with Ben Askren. I think that in that Askren fight, I feel like Masvidal probably could have got the knee at any point. Because Askren just likes to shoot. He loves to shoot. But anyway, next fight we have Perez versus Formiga. Man, another leg kick TKO. The last card that we had was a leg kick TKO, and now another leg kick TKO to finish it out. I mean, and check them leg kicks. Yo, go to Muay Thai, get them shins right, and stop these guys from beating up your legs, man. And that was just the early prelims. The early prelims were dope. And I kind of like how they do like the early prelims, just like to kind of get the crowd warmed up. I mean, like if you're a fight fan, I mean, it starts around 6, so now you have like an entire night dedicated to fights, which is dope. So, great early prelim. Going on to the regular prelims, and I'm gonna on the main event prelim, if like for lack of a better term, I'm gonna stay on that one for a little bit. So we have Mika Patillo versus Charles Board, winning by TKO. Brian Kelleher versus Cody Stanman. Really good kind of career-altering performance for Cody. Because I feel like he was kind of killing himself to make the 135 weight limit. I mean, he walks around at like 170. Myself, I walk around at like 170, 165. If I decide to go back to kickboxing, I'd probably fight at 155 or something like that. I wouldn't cut much because when I did compete, I learned my lesson the hard way of cutting too much weight and just being like drained and stuff. So the most I would cut would be like the 155, because if you cut out all the bad food, all the junk, I'm probably 160, and then that's like just cutting 5 pounds, which isn't anything. But next fight we have Gerald, damn, I'm gonna mess his name up. Mish or something, versus Ian Heinsick. Heinsick takes it by TKO. And the last fight of the prelim, Alex Caceres, a.k.a. Bruce Leroy versus Chase Hooper. Chase Hooper, the young, talented prospect, came in there gun-ho, looked game to fight, but desperately needs to get a striking coach. Now, what shouldn't happen is he gets a striking coach and then forgets about his jiu-jitsu, which has happened to a lot of guys. It just happened to like guys like Tyron Woodley, which has happened to Ronda Rousey, which has happened to I guess like Henderson somewhat. There's a lot of good wrestlers and good grapplers that fall in love with the striking. I pray that doesn't happen to him. Damian Maia was another example. At one point, he fell in love with the striking and kind of forgot what got him to the dance, but he needs to improve his striking greatly. He was wide open for counters like at all times, and then when he was trying to press forward, he was telegraphing his punches so badly, he was telegraphing his movement so badly that he just kept getting caught. But Alex Caceres, I was literally in my room like going crazy. My family was just like, "Yo, what's wrong?" I'm like, "This dude is being an idiot." Any striker, if you knock somebody down and you know they have a crazy jiu-jitsu pedigree, let them get back up. Like if you're destroying someone on the feet and you know your ground game isn't quote unquote like quite where it needs to be, especially Alex Caceres, because one of the last times he lost, he got choked out by Kron Gracie. I'm staying away from the ground as much as I can. If I need to go to the ground, I go there. But if I can keep it on the feet, I can keep it on the feet. He kept like playing around in the guy's guard, and like he had like in the first round he got into a situation where he almost got put in a knee bar, and then in the second round he actually got tripped and had to basically like hold on while the guy was on top of him for like the last like 30 seconds or so. Those are two extremely stupid moves. Like you don't do that. And now, granted, I am not a pro, but there's just certain things like you shouldn't be doing. Like stand them up. I mean, Amanda was doing that a lot in her fight versus Spencer. I'll get to that later, but just stand them up. I mean, he was dominating him on the feet. It was like literally like it would be like an equivalent of Floyd Mayweather like boxing like the junior world champion of boxing. You know what I mean? Like there's just levels to this stuff. And Chase Harper was not on that level on the feet, but on the ground, he was very close to submitting Alex Caceres on a couple of occasions if he would have got a little bit more time to work. He just always got to the ground when there was like only a few seconds left. But there was a couple situations there where Bruce Leroy should not have been. Like he should have never gotten tripped in round 2. That like I was losing my mind because I'm like, bro, like, I'm a fan of Alex Caceres. I love watching him fight. But seeing him make a mistake like that, I was like, please, man, please don't go to the ground. Like you knock him down, back off of him. Don't deal with the guard and all that kind of stuff. Just back off. Like you knocked him down. You can clearly see that this guy cannot touch you. It would take him a couple years before he could even touch you on the feet. So just back up and keep piecing him up on the feet. But overall, very good prelims as well. I mean, amazing card. Like I'm gonna keep saying this. The cards keep getting better. The fights keep getting better. The moments keep getting better, man. And now we're going on to the main card, which was freaking fireworks, nonstop action across every faction. So the main card going down, starting off with my boy Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Eddie Wineland. Now, first of all, I was 4 of 5 for the fights. And I should have been 5 of 5 because I wanted Cody Garbrandt to win, but I did not say he was going to win. I didn't pick him to win, so therefore I'm 4 out of 5. You know, we can't always be perfect, but my predictions were pretty decent. Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Eddie Wineland. The knockout didn't surprise me, though. The weapon in which he knocked him out with was what surprised me. My man just clipped him with a nice straight punch and sent him into orbit. I mean, just bang. I thought he probably would have won by a spinning back kick to the stomach, actually. I thought he would have probably caught him with a great shot, knocked the wind out of him, maybe broke a rib or something like that, and then he would have won. Just for the simple fact that when you stand very square, you are susceptible to getting back kicked a lot. And in the early moments of that round, the back kick was landing, the front kicks, side kicks were landing for O'Malley. So and he was just throwing them at will. So I thought that it was going to be a spinning back kick to end the fight. That's what I thought. But man, the Sugar Show is in full effect. The rainbow hair is dope. And hopefully, like, I hope he keeps the rainbow style, because if he gets to a title, the UFC will be selling rainbow wigs, and I know I will cop one. Like, I have to rock one, okay? Like, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll do that. I might just do it. I might just do rainbow waves and be in the wave god in tribute to the boy Sean O'Malley, because he's a beast. All right, next fight we have Neil Magny versus Antonio Martin. Neil Magny takes it, which was a little surprising. I honestly would have called it kind of a draw, maybe, because I feel like round 1 was like about down the middle. Round 2 was Martin's round, and then round 3 was definitely Magny's. So I guess you could give it to Magny, but if I were to see it as a draw, I would not have been mad at it. But Magny takes it. He kind of poured it on in the 3rd round. Tons of pressure, like really good boxing, and you could just kind of tell how exhausted Martin was. And truthfully, he should be thankful that it wasn't like a 5-rounder, because he was gonna get pulled into some deep waters. But I warn people that just to be careful not to leave it in the hands of the judges, because there have been a lot of questionable decisions in the past, with the Anthony, with oh my goodness, Anthony Pettis fight, and the Cowboy fight, where even Pettis himself thought he lost. The Michelle Waterson fight, where she should have won that one. The Angie Overkill Hill fight versus Claudia, which Angie should have definitely won that fight. So you just gotta kind of leave it at the hands, like don't leave it in the hands of the judges. But Magny took it. I had him picked, so good on Magny. Sterling versus Sandhagen. Bro, I did not think that this fight was going to be so quick. I mean, Sterling jumped on the back, got him down to the ground, synced in that rear naked choke, and it was curtains after that. And shouts out to Cody, because he's a warrior, man. He was fighting to the end. Literally, like, gave his last breath to tap, and then went out after that. It was crazy, but now Sterling is on the path to a title shot, man. He's definitely next in line. But man, I mean, I had no idea it was going to be that quick. Honestly, I thought if anything, it would have went to the decision. That's what I thought. I thought it was going to go to decision. I thought it would have been like an all-out war slugfest. Probably arguably fight of the night. But damn, man, that was such a good finish. I mean, again, this card was ridiculous. There was not a bad fight on this card. Like, if you, like, I'm probably gonna rewatch the card tonight. I mean, well, now it's morning, but rewatch the card in the morning just because, like, it was so damn good. It was so good. And I'm glad that they're able to be in a space where there are no other sports, just for the simple fact that now the world can see how amazing this is. Because a lot of sports fans that never watched MMA are watching MMA now because there's no other sports to watch. And that's just great for the fighters. That's great for the community, and that's great for martial artists. And I hopefully think that it will trickle down to maybe to Bellator or to like other arts like kickboxing. Maybe it'll trickle down to Glory and stuff. Because I think once you kind of like get into the realm of martial arts and you kind of see it a lot more and start to understand it, and it makes you want to dive deeper into the rabbit hole to find new things and to find new sub sports, if you will, inside of it. So I think it's dope. Really think it's dope, and I'm hoping that this will continue, and I hope that the UFC will continue to put on awesome cards like this because this has been a blast. Yo, the co-main event, Cody motherfucking Garbrandt, dude. I said that I wanted you to win, but I did not pick you to win. I thought that Sunzai was going to take you out, but man, this man has death in both hands. This man corked up, did the no-look hook, man, from by hook or by crook, I guess, man. Left hook, right hook, Larry. Hook's mad scary. Like, whatever you want to call this man. This man was Captain Hook tonight, man. He set it up so crazy too. I mean, He faked like he was looking away. I mean, his eyes were obviously still on him, but just reached all